We all love it, coffee, pre-workout, caffeine. I'm here to tell you guys that there might also be some extra benefits when it comes to fat loss and the caffeine or the coffee that we all love so much. So that means I'll just drink a ton of coffee, a bunch of pre-workout, I'll be a fat burning machine, right? Not quite. Diet and your exercise is still going to be king when it comes to the variables that affect your fat loss, if that is your goal. However, there are 4 big tips that can positively have an effect on your fat loss. And let's jump into it right here with tip number 1. All right, guys, we are about to hit up an upper body push day, but first I need to put a little bit of caffeine in my system, or should I say, lipose stimulation. So, little do you know that your pre-workout, your coffee, or caffeine in general can actually stimulate the breakdown of fat cells, also known as lipolysis, in your system. And when you break those down, those fat cells will get released into your system, or your triglycerides will get released into your bloodstream, making them very readily available to be used and burnt out of your body as energy during your workouts. Let's get this workout, everyone. I wanna be with you. All right, so in one of the last videos, we talked about maintaining your overall training volume in order to not lose muscle mass when you're in a caloric deficit. So we're gonna be doing just that in today's upper body push day today. Typically for myself, what my sets look like so that I hit my minimum training volume for my muscle groups when it comes to my chest, my shoulders, and my triceps on an upper body push day. I do 3 exercises for the chest, and then 2 exercises for the shoulders, and then 2 exercises for those triceps here. And I finally started to pop out, guys. I think I'm hovering between 10 to 13% now. Cut has been going good, getting a little bit leaner, getting a little bit more vascular in there. All right, so first things first, I always start my workout with a light warm up at least, but since I've been working this morning, running around with clients, my body is definitely warmed up. Muscles are pretty warmed up too, but I'm still gonna incorporate a little stretch here in the chest and shoulders to kick things off. So my main movement to kick off my chest exercise is going to be a dumbbell chest press. But I like to kick it off with a little bit lighter weight to start. And then right here, come down through a nice range of motion. And then right here, hold a nice stretch for a few moments. And then big drive up nice and high. So nice count on the down, 3, 2, 1. Right here, it's all about feeling that chest stretch. And then big press. I'm gonna go right here for about 8 to 10 reps until I feel like I got a nice stretch in the chest, and then we're gonna start bumping up these weights. And there's also a little bit to that stretching technique right there too. So I'm controlling the eccentric, going down nice and slow, and then pause for a little bit, and then placing my muscles at a full stretch under a little bit of tension, and then driving up nice and high. That right there is a really good way to activate your CNS or your central nervous system to basically wake up your CNS and say, hey, guys, it's time to start working, time to start warming up, time to start moving some heavy weights. So try adding a little pause rep into your warm-ups where you come down, you focus on that eccentric nice and slow, and then you drive that weight up nice and high. You're really going to fire up the nerves in your body and get them ready to actually move some heavy weights. Strength has been staying up there. Some days it's a grind to move these same weights, I tell you. And that's where caffeine can come in handy, guys. So we're gonna jump into tip number 2 right here. Hold up. Did you guys know that caffeine can actually increase your metabolic rate? Huh? Your overall body's ability to burn calories is your metabolic rate. And some people have lower, medium, or higher metabolic rate. And caffeine can actually help boost your metabolic rate. So basically, your body's ability to burn calories throughout the day or at rest. And when you have increased metabolic rate throughout the day, you're gonna be burning more calories. And with lipolysis being in there, as we talked previously before, some of those calories are going to be from stored body fat. A little side note too, metabolic rate not to be mistaken for basal metabolic rate. Basal metabolic rate basically is if I were to lie on that mat right there and just be a lazy piece of poop all day and for 24 hours, how many calories would I burn in that 24 hours? That's my basal metabolic rate. Final set of chest press, let's go. Yeah, buddy. Come on. So a bonus little tip for you guys that you might have saw in that last rep right there also, you'll see that I went down really slow. So at that last eccentric motion of the final rep in there, that 8 rep or 7 rep, I think that one was, you can see I reached the top and I knew I didn't have another rep, but I can provide a little bit more stimulus, a little bit more progressive overload by really focusing and going down nice and slow in that last eccentric. So just have that time under tension in there. A little bit of a bonus point right there that'll help you get to that next rep. Alrighty, next up we got a little bit of some lateral raises here. Just going to get the juices pumping in the shoulders first with a little bit of a lighter weight. Higher rep at start. I'm not definitely not going to fatigue or anything right now. This one just trying to hit the shoulders, the delts from a few different angles before we attack some heavy lateral raises. So we're gonna go a little bit heavier right here. We got 30s here, but again with lateral raises, it's all about that form. Keep your chest up nice and proud. Start with those dumbbells right to the side of the thigh. No momentum out of the bottom. Fly these guys out to the outside. It's okay to get a little bit of partial cheat reps in there towards the end, but as long as it's controlled, and you'll learn that with time too. Oh, here we go. You know, I'm really enjoying kind of bringing the big old camera during these sessions up here and doing some one-on-one filming where I can really talk with you guys a bit more during the session. Please let me know down in the comment section if you are enjoying this video so far. It's a little bit different. I'm more so giving these tips in the gym, which is a little bit more in the element when I should be giving these tips. Really what's just going on, if I'm just being completely honest with you, I go to Anytime Fitness. And don't get me wrong, I love it. I love having a lot of friends there, a lot of connections there, and just good energy. But the only thing is bringing a camera like this into an Anytime Fitness, it's just tough. It doesn't feel right. And actually, let me show you something I got here for my phone. So just like I have a Peak Design tripod, I actually got this crazy case. So a lot of times I just film with my phone. That's probably why you guys notice that the quality at Anytime isn't quite there. Recently got this phone case by Peak Design, same brand as my tripod. This phone case has all these different attachments, which this one right here is a tripod right here. This is not sponsoring anything. If Peak Design, if you want to sponsor me, oh man, by all means. But check this out. Look how smart this engineering is. So you fold this guy out right here. Look how flat that is. There's a tripod in here, you ready? Pull this out right here, and then she folds out like this, and you can stand this phone up on literally anything, just like so. And then here's the cool thing. If I'm filming a YouTube video, it's magnetic, so all I gotta do, take this guy out, lock it in, and there we are, a little tripod for filming a YouTube video on this. But if I have any opportunity to use this camera, I'm gonna use this camera first. But when it comes to a lot of other people watching you know, I haven't stepped up to that point yet, and I just feel like Anytime isn't quite that environment that they're used to seeing big boy cameras like this, because we're in the big boy league, guys. We're YouTube official. One more set here. It's absolutely crazy that as you lose weight, your body and your physique changes to where you look overall more muscular and bigger, when really I'm about 17 pounds down, I think now. I mean, even like the vascularity, striations, I know it's hard to see right here, but I'll do a couple dumbbell flies, and I'm finally at a body fat percentage now to where I can see right here, that shoulder, a little bit of veins popping through, some striations. Again, whenever you get that striation, you get those veins popping through, yeah, you're kind of in a fight for maintaining all your strength when you're in a cut, but really, you look more jacked. That's kind of the caveat to when it comes to cutting, is a lot of times when people cut and they're super, super lean, they look very strong, like they can move a lot of heavy weights, when really they're in their weakest form and basically their most vulnerable form for losing muscle mass. Now I'm definitely nowhere near that point. I'm talking someone that's like below 6% or very low single digits for a male. But for me right now, I think I'm anywhere between 11, 13%, somewhere in there. Actually, my last InBody said 13.5, but that was about a week or 2 weeks ago now. Just keep in mind that, you know, sometimes people look lean and looks like they're in the healthiest state of their life, but being too lean also has its negative side effects too. Whenever you're in a little bit of a pinch for time, like we are right now, something that you can implement into your workout routine is supersets too. So that's basically where you're dropping down from one exercise here over to a different exercise. And what we're gonna be pairing, I gotta get my triceps in also. So we're gonna hit an incline dumbbell bench press right here, or chest press, and then we're gonna superset that over here with some cable rope tricep extensions. So the incline chest press not only is gonna get a lot of chest, but a lot of anterior delt in there too. With this one, I'm gonna go nice and slow on the eccentric, feeling a nice stretch, having time under tension. And then after that, we're gonna jump over here to the ropes. Let's get this.
I wanna be with you. I wanna be with you. I wanna be with you.
All right, that was a good set right there. One of the next reasons why caffeine can help boost your fat loss, because it can increase the intensity during your training session. It's typical when you're in a caloric deficit for a long period of time, which I've been in for 2.5 months. What goes on in your body, you're practically reducing energy, both stored energy, and you're reducing calories, and I'm walking every single day. So again, I'm a calorie moving machine right now, and it's very natural to, when you're in a cut, especially towards the end of a cut, get lower and lower and lower in energy on a natural daily basis. And I do notice that, and that's where, especially when you're in a cut or a fat loss phase, that's where caffeine can come in so handy, is for you, or helping you and assisting you to keep your intensity high, not only on a daily basis when you wake up and just get those daily steps in, but especially in here on a training session. So I can't say enough about having a good quality pre-workout in your system whenever you really are low in energy during your training sessions. Because when you go to the gym, you want to move with purpose. You don't want to lose muscle mass. And when you're in a caloric deficit, you are super susceptible to losing muscle mass. And the only way that we can not lose muscle mass in a cut is keeping that intensity the same, both time under tension, complete metabolic stress from high amounts of volume or high load or intensity from a heavy strength motion. Again, these are all relative to you holding onto your muscle mass. And that's why I'm super pumped with my training program, this cut also. And again, that's something that I still want to write up and be able to release to you guys, so that if you decide to go into a cut also, you can snag this workout program, or even potentially in the future, say it right now, potentially link up with me one-on-one with some coaching, which I really would love to do with anybody that wants it. More information will definitely be on that in the future too. Exciting things to come, so make sure you do subscribe if you want to stay tuned into all of that. All right guys, this is right around 2.5 months of dieting right here. See where we're at right now.
I wanna be with you.
Still working on the posing. Definitely no pro. Back muscles be popping.
I wanna be with you. I wanna be with you.
That's where we're sitting at, guys. Super excited about that. Let's go, buddy. Ready? Go. Come here. Sit. Stay. Go. Go. Come. Sit. Stay. Poke it. Come on, good boy. Yo, how we doing? If you have any high energy dog, or a dog that just loves to play fetch, you can never go wrong with a chuck it. This chuck it is seriously a lifesaver. Oh, look at you. Are you tired? All right, guys, well, this guy is pretty well pooped. We're gonna be heading home pretty soon before I head back to Fit Body for some PM sessions. Reason number 4 why caffeine can help boost fat loss. And that is because caffeine is actually an appetite suppressant. So caffeine actually, when consumed on a regular basis, actually will suppress your appetite or your body's want to eat food. Again, you don't want to overconsume on caffeine. If you're pushing 400 milligrams of caffeine a day, then you got to start tapering down on that, I would have to say. Now that's for the average person. Yeah, some people can. A lot of times if you're taller and weigh a little bit more, your body can handle a little bit more caffeine. But just keep in mind that as you start getting above or close to that 400 milligrams of caffeine on a daily basis, you actually start to build up a tolerance to caffeine, and the effects of it will actually wear off, including the appetite suppressant too. So again, having caffeine on a regular basis in your diet, especially in the mornings, will actually help you not have all these cravings and not necessarily turn towards food first thought. So just keep that in mind. Caffeine might be a good tool with that, but just keep in mind that you never want to use caffeine as a meal replacement. And now it's time to head back. You ready? Let's go. One more for good luck. Oh, speed demon. I actually am super curious to see if I can chuck this guy straight up in the air and catch it before this guy does. Let's take a look. Let's go. This close, guys, this close. There you go. Oh, hey, after you, sir. All right, guys, we are back at it. Fit Body Bootcamp round number 2. I will say, I really wanted to grab myself another coffee or another energy drink. But for myself, I typically cap off my caffeine after 1 scoop of pre-workout before a workout and a cup of coffee too. And no, that's not quite 400 milligrams, but again, your body can build up a tolerance to caffeine, and that's something I don't want, because I really want those effects of caffeine to always hit me whenever I have some caffeine, and I want it to wake me up. And not only that too, but sleep is so important for fat loss or anything in life. Focus, mood, everything, everyone. We need sleep, and something that caffeine can do negatively to our body is affect our sleep. A lot of times people might think, oh, I have such a big tolerance built up to caffeine, I can still fall asleep with caffeine in my system, even if I have it at 7 p.m. And the truth is even, yes, if you have a big tolerance built up to caffeine already, you know, you could still probably fall asleep at that time, but it's not just sleep that you are wanting to achieve at night, it's deep REM sleep. And caffeine is proven that it affects that if it's still in your system. So make sure that you don't have caffeine too late into your evenings, because that can really reduce the amount of recovery. So if you notice that you're having caffeine, say past 2 or 3 p.m., and you're going to bed right around that, say 10 o'clock p.m., it's something to just keep in mind. And it has been, let me tell you guys, one long day today. So we're gonna end the video right here, right now. So keep in mind, everybody, caffeine does affect everyone a little bit differently. Some people might not be able to have caffeine to help out with fat loss because of medications, or some people might be very sensitive to caffeine, and some people might have built up such a big tolerance to caffeine that maybe they just don't feel the effects of it that often, and effects such as how it helps your exercise performance, you know, that might dwindle a little bit for some people. So keep in mind that the biggest king and queen when it comes to hitting your fat loss goal is exercise and nutrition. You can't beat those two things. Pair that with good sleep and hydration. Those are the 4 things those are the bricks. You always need to be laying those bricks down as your strong foundation when it comes to being in a fat loss phase. Then once you have those 4 bricks stacked on down, then you can add those modest or the smaller things, such as paying attention to your caffeine intake and how caffeine and the ways of caffeine can help you. Or other examples are placing carbohydrates in before, during, or after your workout also. So there's a lot of other little variables that don't play a major factor when it comes to hitting your weight loss or muscle gaining goal, but they do have little effects too. But just keep in mind the basics, the main bricks, Those are always going to be the main things you want to lay your strong foundation with. So with that being said, everybody, that is the video. If you guys are new here, please subscribe by hitting this button right here. That would mean the world to me. And if you guys missed the last video, check it out right here. We're on a roll with those videos, everybody. See you in the next one.